Welcome to the eStratEx Manager Payroll Process demo. The purpose of this demo is to show you how to run and post your company's payroll in the eStratEx software. If you have not yet learned how to complete the preparation to run payroll, please stop this demo and first review the Manager Payroll Preparation demo. Once all of your preparation is done, you are ready to process payroll. The Payroll module is located under the Company tab and the Payroll subtab. On this page, you will see that there is a drop-down showing all payrolls that have already been posted. Below that are the upcoming payroll calendars. To open a specific payroll, click on the PayCycle dashboard for that payroll. The first step of the payroll process is to acknowledge any payroll to-dos that have been attached to this specific payroll. To-dos with an earning code or deduction code attached to them will flow through to payroll. Reminders do not. There is also an opportunity to create future to-dos at this step by clicking on New To-Do. Look over the to-dos, check each one, and then click Next. The second step of the payroll process is to acknowledge any new hires or terminations that took place during that payroll period. If there are any, select them and click on Next to move to the next step. The third step of the payroll process is employee maintenance. This is a very important audit step. This step allows you to review any changes that were made in the system pertaining to employee earnings, deductions, position changes, W-4 changes, direct deposits, etc. Look over the list to be sure nothing looks strange, and then click Next to go to the next step. The fourth step of the payroll process is the import step. This allows you to import timesheets, expense reports, and custom import files into the payroll spreadsheet. The fifth step of the payroll process is vacation leave management. This step displays any vacation time that was requested and approved by employees. This allows you to view that approved time off. Please note, this step will display time away information, but it does not flow through to the paychecks. Once you click through the fifth step, you will be brought to the payroll spreadsheet step. The payroll spreadsheet is where you can make any one-time changes to the payroll. Changes you make in the spreadsheet will not carry over to the employee's record going forward. It will affect only the current payroll. You can make changes to each employee's earnings and deductions right in the spreadsheet. To view the details of an employee's earnings and deductions, click on the plus sign next to the employee's name, or at the top of the page to open the details for everyone. The majority of the actions you will perform in the payroll spreadsheet are located in the action star to the right of the employee's name. This will open a small window where you can choose the action you would like to take. Choose the action and click on Confirm Action. Delete Employee will delete the employee off the payroll spreadsheet so they do not get paid. This will not permanently delete them from the payroll, just this one time. Add Earning. If you add an earning, you will then choose the payroll mode, the type of earning, and the number of hours or the amount of the earning. An hourly employee should have hours entered here. A salaried employee should have an amount entered here. If you are done adding earnings for this employee, click on Add Earning. This will take you back to the spreadsheet with the earning added. If you would like to add another earning for this employee, click on Save and Add. This will keep this small window open so you can add another earning. Click on Add Earning once you are finished adding all earnings for this employee. Add Deduction. If you add a deduction, you will then choose the type of deduction and either the amount or the percent of the deduction. Like earnings, if you are done adding deductions, click on Add Deduction, which will take you back to the spreadsheet. But if you would like to add another deduction for this employee, click on Save and Add, which will keep the small window open so you can add another deduction. Click on Add Deduction once you are finished adding all deductions for this employee. Delete selected earnings and deductions. If you would like to delete any earnings or deductions, select what you would like to delete by clicking on the check boxes next to the right of the earning and deduction. Then click on the action star and click on Delete Selected Earnings Deductions. It will ask you to confirm the action and confirm it once more to be certain that you'd like to delete. Calculate gross to net. To bring an employee's earnings from gross to net, select the Calculate Gross to Net radio button and confirm action. Like in the Quick Calc, you can edit the federal and state taxes in this screen. Just change the amounts in the boxes to the right of the tax and click Calculate. When you are done, click Close. Force Live Check. To force a check from direct deposit to a live check, select the Force Live Check radio button and confirm action. The check number dropdown next to the Force Live Check option gives you the choice of forcing one or more of an employee's checks to a live check and not others. Adding a second check. To add a second check to an employee, click on the action star, then Add Earning, confirm action. From here, the check type must be 2 if it is the second check, 3 if it is the third check, and so on. In this case, it's the second check. The payroll mode can be the same or different from the first check. Please note that the check code drives taxation, deduction parameters, and other important payroll items. Choose the appropriate earning type, and then enter hours if using an hourly earning code, and enter an amount if using a salary earning code. Click Add Earning. Now you'll see that my employee has a second check with a flat dollar amount. To add an earning or deduction to multiple employees, click on the Add Earning or Add Deduction buttons at the top of the payroll spreadsheet. If an employee has an earning and/or a deduction that needs to be edited in the spreadsheet, click on the plus sign next to the employee's name. Then you can edit the earning and deduction by changing the amount in the necessary box. In this case, we'll change this to $800. You can see after a change is made, the box turns red. Click on Save Changes, and all changes that have been made will be saved. You can filter the spreadsheet to only display individuals in a specific department, position, or you can filter for just one employee. To do this, select which department, position, or employee you'd like to work with, and then click on Filter. If you want to force everyone's check to be live instead of direct deposit, select the Force Live Checks checkbox towards the top of the payroll spreadsheet. A window will then pop up asking for your username and password for audit purposes. Once all changes, updates, and additions have been made to the payroll, click on the red Calculate button in the spreadsheet. This will start the calculation of the taxes and net pay amounts. Please note that this does not post your payroll. This step takes you to a review step where you can audit and address any other changes that need to take place. Once you calculate the payroll, it may take a few minutes to process the taxes and the net pay amounts. The screen will say Calculating at the top while this process is taking place. When the payroll is calculated, the screen will look like this. You can review the summary GL, taxes, headcount, earnings, and deductions from this payroll compared to the last 2 payrolls by clicking on the plus symbol. There are several pre-processing reports that should be used for auditing purposes before the payroll is processed. The Payroll Summary Report gives payroll totals of earnings, deductions, taxes, and net pay. There is no employee-specific information on this report. Most importantly, this shows the cash flow summary for the payroll, meaning it displays the exact amounts the eStratEx will be debiting from your company for net pays, taxes, vendors, and monthly eStratEx fees. The Employee Detail Report shows the detail of each employee's paycheck. You're able to see the gross earnings, deductions, taxes, and net pay for each employee, and there's a total for the company on the last page. This is in alphabetical order. The Employee Detail Report by Department shows the same information as the Employee Detail Report, but it groups employees by their departments and gives department totals. There are also company totals at the end of the report. The Employee Detail Report by Position shows the same information as the Employee Detail Report and the Employee Detail Report by Department, but it groups employees by position instead of by department. It shows totals for everyone in a given position and also shows company totals at the end. The Payroll Exception Report displays several items, including active employees not paid, termed employees that were paid, negative earning amounts and hours, and a host of other items. This report should be reviewed before any payroll is posted. The Labor Distribution Report gives department totals of the payroll information. Earnings, deductions, and taxes are shown. This does not include employee names or employee specifics, just department totals. And finally, the Labor Distribution Report by org levels gives organization level totals of the payroll information. This does not include employee names or employee specifics, just level totals. Once you have reviewed all of the necessary reports, if you would like to make any changes to the payroll, click on the Edit button at the top of the page. This will take you back to the spreadsheet. Please note that any employees that had $0 in pay will have dropped off the payroll spreadsheet. If you are satisfied that the payroll is ready to post, click on the Post button at the top of the page. This will open a window for you to confirm that you would like to post the payroll. Enter your username and password, the same you use for logging into the system, to post. Once posted, you will see a summary of the payroll and several final payroll reports. This final step of payroll displays a list of post-processing payroll reports. You can get back to this step at any time. These are the same as the pre-processing reports with a couple of additions. The check register report shows all employees on the payroll who had live checks, along with the check number and check amount. The vendor report gives a list of the vendors from the payroll along with the current deductions that correspond with the vendor. And the deduction report, it groups deductions from the payroll by deduction code and gives the employee's name with their current deduction amounts for each code. The last subject in this demo is off-cycle payrolls. An off-cycle payroll is a payroll that is run outside of your company's normal processing schedule. Some common reasons for an off-cycle include an employee was underpaid on a normal scheduled payroll, an employee was not paid at all on the scheduled payroll and should have been, an employee had a deduction come out of their paycheck that should not have, and they need to be reimbursed for this. An employee is terminated, and due to state law, they must receive their final payment before their next scheduled payroll. If you believe that you need an off-cycle payroll, you can contact your account specialist to determine the best course of action. Please remember that you can always cut an AP or accounting check and determine the net pay amount by using the Quick Calc functionality mentioned in the previous demo. This concludes the eStratEx Manager Payroll demo. Thank you for watching.